Just got diagnosed with HPV? Have a million questions? Feeling embarrassed, angry, confused, overwhelmed? Whether it's a wart or an abnormal pap test, I've got you covered. HPV, or human papillomavirus, includes more than 200 variations, all under the same umbrella. HPV is very common. Almost everyone gets it when they start engaging in sexual activity, but don't even realize because the body typically fights off the infection. HPV can be high risk or low risk, and your immune system can clear up both. HPV is incredibly contagious and is the most common sexually transmitted infection. Did you have a friend who had a wart on their hand or their foot when you were little? That's HPV. The vast majority of prepubescent kids haven't had sexual contact, so how did they get an STI? While this virus is often referred to as an STI, it can also be transmitted to any part of the body through skin-to-skin contact or from surfaces like floors. So if your friend had a wart and you held hands, you might have gotten a wart too. Adults can also get warts on their body in places other than genitals, but it is less common. Most of the time, these warts will go away on their own. If they don't, they can be treated with over-the-counter medications or by a healthcare provider doing treatments such as freezing, lasering, or cutting it off. If you're watching this because your child has genital warts, I have to bring something up that no loving, protective parent ever wants to hear. This can be a sign that they may be a victim of sexual abuse, and it is important for them to be seen immediately by their healthcare provider. RAIN is a great resource for additional support and resources. Now to the more stigmatized part, genital warts. Genital warts might look like skin tags or lumps that kind of look like cauliflower. They may itch, they may cause you to be uncomfortable, and they can sometimes hurt. Sometimes people can carry and pass on the virus, but never get warts. Sometimes people have warts but aren't able to see them. Some genital warts go away by themselves. Sometimes they need treatment, and sometimes people want treatment without waiting. The treatment? The same as warts on other parts of the body, with one important difference. Over-the-counter medications should not be used on genital warts. Just do not do it, please. The silver lining of genital warts, if you're looking for one, is that they're almost always the low-risk type and are almost always harmless. The most common types of HPV that cause warts are types 6 and 11. To be clear, they might not feel harmless when you're dealing with them, but they shouldn't cause any serious health problems. Okay, on to the high-risk forms of HPV. Have you ever had a pap smear? No one's favorite doctor's visit. Well, a pap smear tests for high-risk HPV and looks for changes in the cells of the cervix. Early detection of high-risk HPV is incredibly important to ensuring it does not progress. Your pap smear came back showing high-risk HPV. Should you panic? You should talk to your doctor about what that means for you. Sometimes it simply means that you will need to return for another pap a bit sooner than usual, and other times this means you need a procedure called a colposcopy to see how abnormal your cervical cells are and to potentially take some biopsies. The worst case scenario is that high-risk HPV could lead to cervical cancer if left untreated. Having a high-risk type does not inherently mean that you will get cancer. The likelihood of cancer developing drops dramatically if monitoring and treatment plans are followed. You might be wondering, what if I don't have a cervix? Can I still get high-risk HPV? Yes, but there is no good way to test for it, and it typically will not have any health consequences for you. HPV can cause throat, vulvar, vaginal, penile, and anal cancers, but these are much, much more rare than cervical cancer. So, can you cure HPV? Unfortunately, no. Your immune system can fight and get rid of the virus, but there's no medication or treatment to cure it. You can remove genital warts or get precancer cells on the cervix removed, but that does not mean the virus is gone. One way to prevent many forms of HPV before contracting it is through the Gardasil vaccine. The only way to reduce HPV is through vaccination and safer sex practices. Two main things I hope you remember: Human papillomavirus is very common. Most people have it at some point, but won't ever know that they've had it. HPV is often cleared by the immune system alone without any treatment, but if you're diagnosed with a high risk type, please do not ghost your healthcare team. Hopefully, this information made you feel more informed and empowered to manage your HPV.